You did, not me.
Hey guys, how you going? Dad's just lost his glasses, so apologise. Cool, so we already got a couple of people here. Who we got? We got, not sure how to say that, Garanti, call? David, Mark. Hope you come back in 5 minutes. Max, how you going? Christian, how are you? Dad's still looking for his glasses. He's getting old. You can leave that up, Mum.
I've stolen my wife's glasses, but we'll see how we get on. No, bloody hell.
You're good.
Whoa.
All right, cool. So,
where did they go?
Okay, just don't worry about
it.
All right. Did you like one? Yeah, Christian, was yours the one with the cats? They were awesome. Nice work. So, starting at the top of the list, will you be trying to rear any queens?
Yes, we were working on that today. We've actually got some queens happening, and we've got reserves coming because I've ordered some new queens as well. Because some of the boxes we've got are a little bit feral, but we are rearing some. Going to do that tomorrow. Rear some queens from the boxes that are good.
Yeah, I got the joy of getting stung in the face. And
they like him because he's taller than me, so it's good. They always go to the highest denominator.
Cool. Thanks.
What? Was that an insult?
Max would like to know, how do I attract a swarm this season? Last year, I had a massive group of fine ladies swarm in an old chest of drawers in the upper pergola and produced quite a lot.
How do you attract a new swarm? Did you lose those ladies that turned up? Anyway, yes. No, well, I don't know. I've been through a whole lot of ideas for swarm catching or swarm attracting. And you can get your oils and you can buy the little swarm blooming attractory thingamajigs. But the best idea, if you've actually got some bees already and you've got a bit of older comb that you've taken out of there, put that there, and somehow or other the girls know what was a good home, because then they'll just smell that, man, woof, and next thing you know, they're in there having a reboot. That's been the most success for me. But yeah, so you buy all the other oils and bits and pieces, and what is it, lemongrass? I think lemongrass oil is a good thing apparently, but I haven't had a lot of success with that.
Cool. Hey Mike, how you going, mate? Good to see you, man. Yeah, so I got stung here, in the ear, and the chin,
and his ankles. His ankles was the funniest shit.
And so I got
because he had the wrong socks on.
Well, the wrong socks. I got up here and didn't change my socks, so I had ankle socks on, and that was a pretty fucking stupid thing to do. So I got stung 7 times on the ankle, so that was a bit shitty. But anyway, that's how it goes. Hey, crocodile. Yeah, I already said to Christian that I liked his video.
Cool.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, you got bitten, Michael. That sucks.
Nice.
Okay, any tips from Montana, Washington, Worthington? Sorry, I'm terrible with names. Any tips for beginner beekeepers in the sense of where to source quality gear?
Well, I've ended up on the internet because I'm in the middle of nowhere. So, but if you've got a cool beekeeping store where, somewhere within depending on how big your city is where you are, if you go online, I'm sure your beekeeping shops next to you will be there, and you can just, and it's kind of cool to actually see it in the real form, because of course, who knows what sort of crazy ass pictures you get.
Cool. Hey, Josh from San Diego in California. He's just waking up, so he's trying to think of a question.
Fair cop. Have a coffee. That'll make it work. That's what I do.
Ouch. One person's old man got stung on the left eyebrow and then the left eyelid the week apart. Oh, that's ouch.
Yes.
We're
thinking about it as an alternative to Botox, you see, getting a bee sting.
Montana followed up. She's in WA, so in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes. I know the feeling. In the middle of nowhere, there's no shops. So, yeah. But if you well, anyway, I've done a fair bit of shopping online. There's a kind of, just type in bee gear, and there's some cool shit in England, which is kind of crazy because they have been doing this crap for a long time. But when you go and visit your cousin in the Big Smoke, check out a bee store because that's kind of cool to actually see it in, like I said, in real time. I'm just having a guess you got a cousin in the Big Smoke. But
hey, David from Adelaide. William says he's got a large beehive, 3 depth boxes here in New Zealand, and they've started to make queen cells. What's the best way you believe to split them? What would be the best way to split them?
Yes, and well, how many? Well, it depends how many blooming. Depends why they're making the queen cell for a start. It just depends. If they're making queen cells because they haven't got a queen, then you're all good. You can just like split off the frame that has a queen cell and just divide them up into 3 pretty much if you want. But if they're making queen cells because they want to swarm, they've got it in their head to do that. So you want to actually divide off the extra queens, the extra cells, and put that in another box. And so you're pretending that they've swarmed, and then you get to keep them all. And the way to tell that is to see how old your eggs and brood are.
Cool. And then we've been suffering around doing it the last few days. So in the next couple of weeks, we'll have some videos up about splitting as well. So for more information, Max loves the show. Thanks, buddy. Have you ever driven across the Nullarbor? No, I haven't. I don't think.
No, it's a fucking long way across the Nullarbor.
He's in Perth, but unfortunately can't buy our lovely honey.
Yes, no, it sucks balls. I don't know what that's about, but maybe it's something to do with Perth wildflowers. I don't know how that works, but the WA government is a little bit protective.
Mike Smithy says coffee and honey is the best. Yes. I've never tried it. Have you?
I don't mind it. A little bit in a short black is good.
Nice. Oh wow.
And then if you really want to get psycho, warm short black coffee and honey over some wicked ass vanilla ice cream.
That sounds so good.
That is a dessert you can serve up to some folk, and they'll be a culinary tonight.
Christian, I'm normally all right with bee stings. It's just on my face I get swelling. Normally elsewhere, but it hurt like a bugger. But that's all right. It comes with the territory.
The price we pay to bring the joys of beekeeping to the world.
Welcome back. I can't say the name.
Where are we?
Yeah.
Dancai.
Anyway, welcome back. James has a good point that no adulterated honey was found in the essay in the latest report.
Yay!
Article I read to you yesterday.
Oh my goodness me, we've had a bit of a bad run. Oh, do I have any thoughts on pasteurised honey? Oh, it's the trouble with the world market, isn't it? I mean, probably some of the fault lies with the legislation, so as that the consumers don't there's too many, I guess, what do you call it, loopholes. So the consumers now that I think they've got a lot better lately because they've actually got what is it, a triangle with lines on it, so you can know how much Australian it is. There's a percentage line.
Percentage, but I mean, really, in reality, honey should.
Oh, it should be bloody honey, but
yeah, I think it's not even as much about the importing. I guess that happens regardless, but it's the fact that it's imported and it's fake,
and it's not even honey. Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say though, is that the trouble is the countries they import it from have no rules that say it is honey.
True.
So it's up to our legislators to bloody police that crap.
So buy some of ours, buy from a local beekeeper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just if you know, if you can get it from the source, you're going to end up with good quality honey that comes from the right place. So.
And it'll be the coolest honey you've ever eaten.
Yeah, cool. All right, sorry, we're getting a bit behind on the question.
Well, shit, they're rolling in.
There's just a crap load of bees. Is William's response. I'm not sure.
Yes. Yes, but just divide them up if you've got some other boxes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, lots of bees is cool. Just make sure you put a queen cell in every box. Divide them, and then put a super on them, and away they'll go. And hopefully they don't swarm. Leave a little nuke box somewhere nearby so they can, if you do swarm off one, you can catch them as well.
Montana, what's a swarm cell look like, or is it a queen cell?
Very similar. Really, they look the same, except normally a swarm cell is generally, but no, I mean, you know, freaking hell, they're insects, so you can't be 100% science. But generally, they're towards the bottom of the frame, whereas a normal super drone, they fuck that shit up always. But super droning, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. Superseding cells can be a bit more up on the actual frame itself, so they're not quite as. But anyway, and the other thing with swarming is you'll see them. They'll be just bloody hanging out the front of a box on a warm day because they're just too full. Shit, where are we? We can't keep up.
Joshua wants to know, do you feel like the YouTube channel success has motivated you to put more time into beekeeping side of things?
Yes. Well, I suppose. Let's put more time into the beekeeping side of things because we have to do more stuff. It takes longer to do the shit that I would be doing because we're filming it. So instead of me doing, I don't know, a job that would take 3 hours, it takes 6 hours. So, but yeah, no, it's cool. And I get motivated because you guys are interested in bees and doing stuff, and it's cool. Yeah, have a laugh at him getting stung.
Thanks. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm saying today, I that everybody's enjoying it as much as we enjoy making it because it's busy and it's a lot of hectic trying to get through it all while I'm here. But yeah, no,
it's crazy. But and the really cool thing is that people are starting to see bees as not just a threat, like because a lot of people are afraid of bees. So holy shit, there's some questions. We're getting behind.
Dan's like the username we couldn't say before. His name's Dan. So Dan,
good on you, Dan.
Wants to know about queen grafting.
Oh God, I haven't got to that yet. Well, to do that video, yes. If you want to get really motivated and do queen grafting, depends how big you are. But the thing with it is, if you're not like a commercial queen rarer and you're not in a really, what do you call it, a friggin' isolated spot where you can flood it with the drone, to actually get a pure queen, which is what you buy from the real queen rearers, is it's not that easy. So yes, cool fun. I plan to do some grafting, but I'm a bit slack. I just let the girls make their own swarm cells, and then I use them, cut the queen cells out, and put them in the boxes that I want.
Where are we? Thanks, Karen, for watching. Michelle says hi from Ohio in the US.
Good on you, Michelle.
David Scott, hey, how you going? This is his first year beekeeping. I've got a bait box to catch a swarm. I've had interest from scouts, and I see them going in and out. A day later, they are dead bees inside the bait box.
Huh. That's unusual. What have you got in the bait box? That's a good question. Has it been fumigated or something weird? Just as a guess. I don't know. I mean, normally if you get the scout bees drifting in and out, next thing you know, you've got a big box full of bees.
Smithy said we should make bee mead and sell it and drink the shit out of it.
Yes, well, we would, but we'd probably go to jail because it's kind of not really allowed. Maybe I was thinking about having a raffle. You know, you buy a raffle ticket for $20 and you get a bottle of mead, and perhaps eventually you win a cricket bat.
Michelle's actually answered David's question. I would say these scouts want to move in on the bees that are already there. So don't keep bees, though. Sorry, I wouldn't. Okay, just probably from what she's learnt. Mm-hmm. Have you tried flow hive frames, and what are your thoughts on them?
We haven't tried the flow hive frames. Mainly, well, I think they're a cool idea in a way if you're a small scale and you just want one in your backyard. But as far as doing it commercially or on a bigger thing, but I reckon it takes all the fun out of it. Like, you're never going to get your kids stung in the eye if you've got a flow hive, are you? So where'll be the fun in that?
It's good that you're keeping up the story that it's only a bee sting and you didn't punch me.
As if he was trying to tell the girl in the supermarket today that I hit him. Can you imagine how would I look like? I get one knocking and he'd flatten me. I wouldn't be on the Q&A for sure. I'd be bits and pieces laying on the floor. I'd be more messed up than that poor drone bee that did the queen.
What Trisha wants to know, what's the difference between boxes, supers, and other stuff like that? So the different types of sections.
Well, okay. Well, look. Well, ultimately, they're all the same box. Well, size box. You just have a base box. Well, some of them, depends on how you go about this, but the brood box generally has a base, but it can also have an independent base, which is kind of cool. So the boxes are all the same. It's just where you put them, really, ultimately. And so you've got the brood is obviously where the queen's rearing and stuff and making babies. And honey supers is where they put the honey that you want to eat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I hope I'm making sense. So the boxes are the same. It's just where you put them as to why they get called different things. So it's really for us poor bloody humans.
Thanks, Max. I've been sending Max the names of the tracks we were using.
Oh, cool.
For the music. We Crocodile. Well, even if it takes more time to make the videos, we really enjoy watching them.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. Yeah,
we enjoy making them too, by the way. No, it's really cool fun.
Montana wants to know, have you noticed any difference in the top bar hive and the Langworth ones? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, it depends on the bees that are in the bloody thing. But the top bar hive, obviously, you're going sideways. Whereas I guess the constricting part of a top bar hive is that it's only so far it can be. But then the girls are a bit weird ass anyway, because they don't want to get any bigger than, I don't know, probably 120,000-ish, whatever. Anyway, there's a certain size that they get to, because then the queen pheromones don't spread everywhere. So that's when they get psycho and the girls on the edge decide to make a new girl, make a new boss. So, but yeah, they're both really cool. I don't know. I like both of them, top bar hives and Langsworth hives. But obviously, commercially, the Langsworths are good because you can move the bloody things. You can't really move a top bar hive, can you?
No,
well,
no,
he might be able to because he's pretty strong. Me, I'll be dead screwed. I have to ring B. Louie up and see if he can make a top bar hive move, and that'll try him out. Little fucking forklift.
It's a forklift?
Well, you could.
Harry, thanks for watching so much. He said he's watched all of our videos in the last 2 weeks. So.
Cool. Yeah. Look at you go.
And then he got himself his first Paradise Hive and wanted to thank you guys for the inspiration.
Yeah, they're bloody good, them Paradise Hives.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Dan, for watching. That's awesome. And he likes our humour.
Yeah.
2 drops of lemongrass oil, not sure why. That's David with his...
Yeah. The lemongrass is sort of pretending to be the queen pheromone. That's what the lemongrass is about. That's what that oil is. And so you can order a fancy ass swarm thing off the internet. You can dangle in the box, which I've done, and I know it didn't really work much for me. But
Bailey wants to know: do you ever plant flowers to supply your hives?
Yes, I've got a whole bloody hell! I've got a whole heap of rosemary going, some lavender, heap of grevilleas, and I wasted, I don't know, nearly $1,000 worth of seeds the other week, stuffing around on the internet and I've got some hyssops that I'm going to plant. There's all sorts of cool shit. So yes, if you want to plant some flowers for the ladies, bloody oath.
Hey, Kelly from Toronto doesn't have any questions. I want to say she loves our videos. Thank you.
Good on you, Kelly. We love you watching.
Are you looking at visiting a commercial bee honey operation to see the large-scale bulk processing of uncapping frames?
Yes.
Collecting honey via automation.
Absolutely. We've got a dude signed up. Well, not signed up. We've got a bloke that's agreed to let us come. So, yes, that's definitely on the list in probably this next... I don't know. Where the hell are we up to? We're up to October. So, yes, it'll be coming up very shortly.
Yeah.
So, that would be cool. I would like to see that myself.
Harry says, we have a feral hive living on a property in a dead tree. Should I try and get the bees out and into a box or just let them swarm and hope I can catch them?
Well, that is a good question. I would suggest, going on my track record, yes, get the swarm and catch that, because to get an established nest out of a tree is more complicated than you would envisage.
Joshua says, and I'm hoping you're referring to this idiot, not me, but I actually think you're referring to me. How much would you need to be paid to make a video of you getting stung again?
I reckon we can do that. We should do that. Tell you what, go on. I don't know. How do we organise that? Because this lad, if we get to 1,500 a month, he's going to put me
Patreon.
Patreon. He's going to put me in some sort of bee suit. I like
bee
that
costume.
a bee costume to do.
And you guys, if we get to that goal, you guys get to vote on which bee costume. So
cool. So in that whole idea, if we get, I don't know, if we get $1,000, I reckon I'll hold a bee over and get him stung. How's that?
Thanks. Damien's a beekeeper in Minnesota. Welcome aboard. Thank you for coming.
Cool.
What do you think about Russian bees? Is his question.
What do I think about them? I don't know. I've got a couple of them coming. I've got a few queens coming. I think they're apparently really robust, but it's a bit like everything with bees. Depends. I don't know, they're bred or they genetically organized for their own environment. So it depends where you are. If you're I don't know, where are we on? Minnesota, yeah. Is that hot or cold? I don't really know.
Cold, I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, so if you've got, I guess, a similar environment to where the ladies come from, then they'll probably perform quite well. But if you take them from, I guess, the Russian friggin' Sahara, no, what's that fucking thing called up there where it's frozen?
Antarctica.
No. The cold bloody place in Russia where they used to. Anyway, where it's Siberia, isn't it? Siberia? Anyway, where it's bloody cold, if you take them from there and stick them here in Australia where it's bloody hot, they'd probably freak out.
Cool. David wants to know, Mr. B-Man.
Mr. B-Man, that's me, apparently.
I'm thinking about taking a challenge on building a fridge hive. You bloody legend, David. I think
well done. Yes, it's bloody good fun. It's more complicated than it looks on that video, but yes. And the full thing works, which is cool. So, don't forget to send us the link so we can watch it.
Yeah, sorry, we're slowly getting through all the questions, which is awesome. So keep posting them, and we'll keep going through them.
We might have to do a repost later.
Hi, I'm just wondering if it's worth buying a honey extractor if I only have a couple hives.
Well, you can extract the honey without an extractor. I mean, it's cool fun to get a little crank handle one. Like, it depends if you're just doing it yourself.
Sorry, keep talking.
If you're just doing it yourself, like just for your own honey, but if you want to get your friends around and watch, it's really cool. You can get a little 2-frame crank handle, but you don't need one because you can just cut the honey off and put it in a bucket and just sort of basically break the honeycomb up and then stick it through friggin' like a normal sieve that you would sieve your lettuce in. And then once that's settled out, as long as it's a warm day, obviously, you bloody do this in summer, don't do this in winter. It will suck balls because nothing will happen. So yeah, no, you don't need an extractor, but it's just good fun.
Christian sent a picture of him watching us on the live stream with his cat.
Cool, go cat. What's the cat's name?
Thanks, Christian. Do you handle? Okay, Montana wants to know me again. How do you handle so many stings? Do you use anything to soothe them? And you both look great despite the stings. He didn't get any. He got a couple stings.
I got one up my nose. The little bastard. I took me bloody suit off, and she went whack right up there and bit me right on the edge of me soft bits. That little stinker bum she was. And my lip went funny. I felt like I'd been to the dentist. So anyway, he doesn't want me to get any sympathy, but I got a little bit.
Yeah, Montana, I just tolerate. I swallow a little bit and then it goes away in a couple of days.
Hey, I'll tell you what he did say. He says, pain's temporary, film's forever.
Bloody oath. Where how advanced do we film? Cave wants to know. We film once a month for 3 days, so probably what we film this week will run next Thursday and from then on. So probably 2 to 3 weeks, like about a month in advance. So. And
then poor old sod after that effort, he has to have a nap for a day. So tomorrow afternoon, I'll probably be comatose.
Sam. Hi there, love the channel. My bees are swarmed, but there's no sign of any closed queen cells in the week prior. Could a queen have already hatched? There was an open queen cell. Unless the queen had already hatched, and that's why it was open.
Hang on, what was the question? Hi there.
Hi there. My bee swarmed.
Yes.
But there's no sign of any closed queen cells in the week prior. Could a queen have already hatched? There was an open queen cell.
Yes, she probably did, because they normally stuff around for a little while and get organised, because the older queen won't kill the young queen if they're going to swarm. So the little new queen will come out and do a bit of a wander around and get her freaking self-organised. Then go for a little fly and backwards and forwards before the girls all swarm off with her. Or they might take the old queen too. So I mean, it just depends. Depends what they want to do. They're a bit women folk. They make up their own mind.
Hey Tish, in New Mexico, thank you for coming in every video. Appreciate it.
Tish.
Watching every video, you're awesome. Max wants to know, in one of our first episodes, we visited old Kodjo, gave you some hype.
Yes.
Starting off with some hypes, can you go visit him again?
Yes, we should.
Old Bill.
Oh, Wild Bill, yes. On his bottle of scotch.
What do we do?
We might take him a bottle of scotch.
Yeah, we should. Today, when we're out moving the bees, after we split them, it was a whole heap of cow shit, so we put that in the smoker.
Yes. As a shout out to Bill.
And surprisingly, it didn't smell like shit when it burnt. So anyway,
no, it didn't. People make meals on that stuff too. Like I
use it as fire sauce.
Yeah, it's a fire sauce to cook them dinners. Not on the shit itself. They put it under the hot plate.
No shit.
No shit.
Neil says, hi from England. I've been stung about 1/4 of an inch. I've been stung about 1/4 of an inch from my old man's wife wishes I had hint. Where is the worst place you've been stung?
Yeah, I wondered whether that would help or not, but I don't know.
What's the worst place you've ever been stung?
I think the worst place was probably the other night when I got stung up my nose. That was pretty crap. Normally you get stung in your, like under the bee suit, you get stung under your armpit when you crush them. But yeah, up me bloody nostril was a bit ordinary.
My worst place was on my birthday last year. Dad came down to Adelaide and filmed, and I got stung right here on my eyebrow, and my whole side of my face poured with them. Swelling. That was probably the worst one.
His lovely wife was not impressed on his birthday. That was not a good option.
Christian's cat's name is Baby Pussin.
Baby Puss. Pussin or Puss? Wait, hang on, I didn't read it.
Yeah.
Ah, Baby Pussin. Cool, that's a cool name. I'm sure she's a bit bigger than a baby puss now.
Just gave you sympathy, but gave me none.
Good on ya. He had a suit on. I at least was out of my suit.
Michelle wants to know what our real names is.
What our real names are?
Yeah.
Well, Casper the cat. No.
What? No, what your name is?
Oh, my name? Don't you know my name? Am I incognito?
No, it says your name on it, everything.
Yeah.
My name's John, so.
And I'm Mark.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm sure you could find that out if you. But I don't know, could you? I think we're on there somewhere. Anyway, good to meet you.
Yeah.
In the real name world.
Where are we?
I don't know. I'm so confused. This is going so quick.
What's a good site to get a feeder from in a newt box? Montana's, I'm pretty sure she said she was in Western Australia. So wherever you found the best basic bee supplies you've been able to get.
Yeah. Well, we bought that. Well, it depends whether you want a high feeder or internal feeder or the top box thing. We got that Ciracell feeder, which was pretty cool for the top of the newt box.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool. Yeah. And you don't have to, because when you have the high feeders in the actual box, it can be a little bit challenging, but they're a little bit more economical. But still, it depends what you want to do. I would Google that shit. That's what I do. Google stuff up, and you get so many choices. You'll do your head in.
Max wants Bathurst this weekend, so he wants to know: Do you have a favourite old farm cars or trucks you used to fang around about? And are you a Ford or Holden fan?
That's a hard question. I'm technically a Holden fan, but I just bought a Ford, which is a bit of a trader. And as a kid, now this is going to make you laugh, but as a kid, we got some old Morris Minors, which you turned into dune buggies, which were freaking awesome fun on the farm. And if the Morris Minor, that was a crazy English car. But anyway, they were a stupid-looking car, but hell, they made good dune buggies. But they were only 4 cylinders, so they were.
Thanks, Michelle. Yeah, if everybody gives a video like that, would be awesome.
Yes, it would be very helpful.
Get the algorithm and make some
algorithm.
Push. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm.
Oh,
yeah,
there's an algorithm. Cool. Yeah. We'll go with algorithms.
Sounds
like something a bit naughtier algorithm, doesn't it?
Max says he's been stung twice, one in the arm, once in the lower leg, and it swelled up for a week.
Oh,
damn.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good, man.
That's not a good thing. The only upside to that is, are you thinking about being a beekeeper? But if you are, you can get better. It can get less of a reaction, or it could get worse, depending on what your body decides to do with the venom. So it's an interesting little journey.
I'm finding us less and less, but I just got pummeled yesterday.
It was insane.
Like 15 stings, so that didn't help.
That was bonkers. We actually we were thinking about creating some way to fly, because the bees were that crazy around our heads. They could have carried us off.
It's insane. Jen says she's not a beekeeper, but watching you guys have dealt with my panic of bees acquired by a childhood accident revolving around swallowing a bee and getting stung in the back of my throat.
Holy shit, God, no wonder you don't like bees. My God.
But I'm glad we've been able to help you work through that fear. But understandably. I didn't like mushrooms until recently because we had a bad run-in with some
Nana's mushrooms. Oh, my God.
When I was younger, but yeah. So I completely sympathise, but I didn't get stung in the back of the throat.
Well,
so.
I'm glad we're helping you to realise that bees aren't actually out to hurt you. That is not their intention.
Michelle says, hi, John and Mark.
Good on you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Hello.
Got a deep made from... Oh, sorry, Martina's responding. Sorry, we're a bit behind on the questions. Got a deep made for me by a friend, but I don't know what a nuke was, hence the question.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, a deep is like a nuke. Well, a deep is a full frame. It's like because there's whole lots of different size frames. So there's... I don't know, there's a half a full, and then there's a Anderson, which is a 3/4, and then there's some other bloody thing that is only like a half of a half. But anyway, and the nuke boxes, usually it's a full frame, like a full frame that would go in a proper box, but in a full depth box, but it's only got 4 frames instead of 8 or 10 frames. That's what a nuke box is, a bit smaller, so they can cluster together and keep warm, so they don't have to get crazy. Keeping everything warm, because they want to keep it at basically body temperature, which is 38 degrees. What are we? 38, I think we are roughly. Yep. So slightly about our warmth, but maybe a slight bit more. Hope that makes
Christian
sense.
says the cat is not a baby anymore, but he got it. I got her when she was 2 to 3 weeks old. The people hadn't her was going to take her to the vet and hurt her life, and I saved her. Good for you, and she has paid you back in kind, I'll bet. Oh, that's awesome. Well done. Michelle, the algorithm's been pretty kind to us. Our honey pour video keeps pummeling through views, so that's been really good. But doesn't it slowly puts out the rest of our videos, but anyway. But if you guys keep watching it, keep liking them, and it keeps us relevant, which is cool on that system. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. What else we got? Nick wants to know when we're going to meet Mrs. B, man. We're working on it. We've had a few goes at it. We've just had a few mishaps with the editing and the wrong outfits, and so you never know. But she's a bit of a mystery woman, She wants to be able to walk down the street with everybody goes, hey, there's the Mrs. B, man. My poor daughter had it the other day. She was in town and someone said to her, oh, so you're the Bush B man's daughter. So there's some people that are just trying to sort of stay under the radar. Yeah, my sister got bowled up by a Channel 7 news crew because I was working there that day, and they asked. I think Tiffany told them that she was my brother, and then they kept making jokes about being the B daughter. Michelle says she's been stung and not hurt and had an allergic reaction. I keep an EpiPen in my purse just in case. Same happened to me with medicine too. Oh, that's shitty, Michelle. Sorry about that. Having a bad run there, my dear. A good idea to keep an EpiPen just in case things go to crap. Cool. Do you have any swarm trouble? Do you have any wasp trouble on your farm? They like drinking out of the pools. So do the bees. I rescue them if they go swimming. Sorry. Let me read it again. Sorry. Sorry, Max. Do you have any troubles with wasps on the farm? No. Yeah. No. We're lucky here in Oz. We have a few wasps, but nothing like you guys. You got those yellow jackets or some shit, bloody nasty. So no, we do have wasps,
and they are a little bit excitable, but they don't. They don't really attack the girls like you guys have.
Montana just gave us $8 for saying
Cool.
Thank you for the helpful tips.
Well done.
Thank
Good
you so
on you.
much. You're a legend.
You're a champ.
Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. I say it, but hello from Japan. My name is Rachel. Hey, Rachel, and my husband and I love your videos.
Good on you, Rachel. Hey, I've heard a rumor that in Japan, honey's a bit of a scarcity. So, maybe we could do a deal.
Yeah, we're happily here. Yeah, we'll work something out. Just message us on the Facebook page, or we'll have a chat.
Who knows? Oh, we'll have a chat. That sounds official, doesn't it?
You have a chat.
I could have a chat, or he could have a chat. Who knows? We're chatting now. Well, we're sort of chatting. I don't know. Is this called chatting? What is this called? This is called live feeding. He was telling me about live streaming today, and I didn't realize that we could do a live stream. No, I did realize it, but I didn't realize that meant that we could just do a little bit, which is what we're doing. Because otherwise, I'd never go to bed. Especially by the look of these questions. Rolling off the tongue.
Michelle says she watched them all and put notifications on. Yeah, so if thank you so much for doing that, Michelle. And if you want to make sure that you know when the videos come out every Tuesday and Thursday, if you hit the bell next to the subscribe button, it'll make sure that you get it, because lately YouTube's not showing everybody their subscriptions. So if you want to make sure that you get notified.
YouTube. You'd think with all the views that they're getting done, they would get a bit enthused about helping us.
Craig says
helping themselves.
Loves the show, lives near Mount Barker, which is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Just watched the video recently about how we split the hive. Just tried. What do you suggest, Mark? And it looks like it worked. Thanks to your knowledge.
Yes. Yeah. Hang on. Which way? Yes. Well, it depends. That was a pretty. If that's back in the day.
Yeah.
That's a reasonably simple way to split. If you've got a strong colony, as long as you like the queen. That's the issue with that system. As long as you like the queen that's in there, it's a pretty simple thing to do. Put those couple of frames above the queen excluder. They didn't find Her Majesty at all, and it's not 100% because sometimes the girls get the shits up and do their own thing, which seems to happen. But yeah, I've had a fair bit of success with that. It's pretty straightforward when you're starting out.
Somebody said asked a question earlier, and I think we missed it. Was they had heard that. Sorry, we missed it, and I'm not sure who it was, but they've heard that bees like blue and yellow flowers the most.
Yes, definitely blue. I'm not sure about yellow so much. So the bees see in ultraviolet. So I know if you're smarter than me, you'd know what ultraviolet colours show up best, but I know blue shows up good. And so, yes, the weird thing is they're attracted to the colour, and then they can get the scent. And obviously they get on there, and then they can find the pollen or the nectar that they want. And then next thing you know, you've got some honey in your box.
Harry just gave $6 as well. Thank you
so
much,
on you, Harry. Awesome.
You bloody legend. Thank you so much.
Champions. Tell you what.
Wow. That's incredible. Thank you. Well, okay. Thank you, guys. David's got a 10-frame hive box to catch a swarm. Would you recommend to put 10 frames in or 5 so there's a little bit of space?
Yeah, there's a bloody good question. I tell you what, I would put 8 in there just to mess with your head. And when you know where the opening is, just put them both to each side. So when the ladies fly in there, they think they've got a big gap. But I'll show you. We're actually going to show you tomorrow a box that I didn't put the 2 outside frames in, and it's rather funny. Well, rather silly. But yeah, no, leave them a little bit of space so they think they're in a tree. That's what I did anyway. But just when you catch the swarm, and when you actually when you fill the box up, push the frames together very nicely and put the extra ones on the outside so you don't squish anybody. So the last thing you want to do is kill the young queen that turned up.
Max. Sorry, you finish?
I was going to say that would defeat the purpose.
Max would like to give a shout out to Andrea, his wife, because she was instrumental in rescuing the swarm that turned up outside of the house, along with the free professional help via Gumtree 3 months after moving in.
Good on you, Andrea. Saving the bees. I love it. Good for you,
well
champion.
Done.
Woohoo!
Thanks for watching the show.
Give you a shout out. Actually, talking about that, I had a lass that emailed me about she's probably not going to be watching, She'd probably be pissed with me because she emailed me to wanting me. No, hang on, was it her? Anyway, wanting to get an autographed photo for her daughter. And I screwed up and I pushed the wrong button on my email box and I don't know what the hell happened and I can't find out how to get it back.
It's probably in your deleted emails.
No, I didn't delete it. Anyway, it disappeared. And so Mr. Technology here screwed shit up.
So anyway, email us again or contact us on the Facebook page. And
yes, contact me and I'll go around again.
Yeah, we'll give it another go. But yeah, where are we? James, have you faced many diseases, parasites, moth infecting your hives?
Moths are probably the worst problem I've had so far because they're little stinky bums, they are. I've had a few little hive beetles and a couple of other bits and pieces, but so far I've been pretty good because we're in the middle of nowhere, so I haven't had too many bad diseases. But yeah, so probably, but the wax moths, really they're in trouble when your girls are in trouble. Like they've got in trouble from something else, like they've got weak or hungry or whatever, or they've got too big a space to fill, is when they get run by those little buggers. Them and ants are a bastard. Hope that makes any sense. What do we got? Most welcome. Good on you. Hang on. I'm watching you from the UK. Feeding my bees for the winter and Clive. This is from Clive Williams. I'm feeding the bees for the winter and they must be full as they have stopped taking the syrup. Yes, this is the weirdest shit about feeding bees. They have their own little agenda. I was actually stuffing around with some boxes the other day that I'd left to feed in that I'd forgotten about. And it was still half full of syrup because the honey flow had started and they don't need it. So, yeah, the girls... The only other thing that can happen, though, be very careful when you've got the feeders in there. If you've left them in there for a little while, sometimes the syrup can go off and make them sick. So be careful if you, if they haven't eaten the syrup and it's, I don't know, more than a week old, it's probably a good idea to tip the shit out because it'll make it won't do them any good.
Thank you, Montana. She's got a question, so
cool.
We'll give her a priority.
Yes, definitely so.
What causes more damage? What causes more damage? Wax moths or hive beetles?
It depends on what time of year you're talking. So yes, hive beetles are a bit more of a pain in the ass. Probably sort of in the later part of the year, and the wax moths. Well, the wax moths take more advantage of a weak hive, whereas the hive beetles don't give a shit. They just because they can do it whenever. So at this stage, I've had more damage with wax moth than hive beetles. But in some respects, the hive beetles are easier to control because they've got better treatments for them.
Thank you so much, Montana. You're amazing. It's
That's
incredible.
Very good. Thank you for that donation, or what is it called? Is it called a support?
Donation.
A support?
I think it's a donation.
A donation, a supporter, whatever you want to call it. But good on you, Montana.
Cave wants to know what's your favourite flower for bees.
My favourite flower? Would at the moment, it's actually I'm really taken with a cross between rosemary or lavender because both of them they seem to really, really like. So, and I haven't actually got enough lavender to create a lavender honey yet, but I'm kind of getting tempted to think about planting a bit of a field of lavender to make some lavender honey because I reckon that'd be kind of cool. But the girls seem to really enjoy it. And of course, gum trees are really awesome, but to actually grow them, hell, I'll be growing them for him because I'll be long since gone before they get big enough.
Thank you so much, Paul. That's incredible. Thank you.
Good on you.
Legend. Sorry, Tish, do we miss one? Sorry. Well, I commented above about the bee venom. Has it been known to help human immune systems?
Yes. Well, apparently there was a dude that came up with this whole curing all sorts of weird-ass diseases with bee venom. And he used to look after his bees without his suit on. But the interesting thing about that is, if you happen to be allergic to bees, well, that suck balls because it's not going to do you any good at all. But, I don't know. Apparently it's good if there was some weird-ass shit that they were holding bees on people's lips to treat stuff. And so, I don't know. Hell, anything's possible. All I know is it bloody hurts when they bite you or sting you.
Where are
so we've got awful lost.
Sorry. Bee chumming. Seems like they're like the white flowers a lot around my neighborhood in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. White flowers. Yep. Well, it'll depend on the flower, because they're not that bloody stupid. Those bees, they go to everywhere, and then when they find one that they like and it's got a nice nectar flow, they'll just hammer the shit out of it, because that's what it is. And it depends. So it depends. It's not always about the color of the flower. It's actually about what the flower's got in it. So some flowers actually flower to attract flies.
Tammy Ann, hey, from Pennsylvania. That's awesome. Do you have a site where you can order some of your honey, both jarred and some honeycomb? Yeah, if you go to the bushbeecompany.com, that's where we sell our honey currently. We're still working on the honeycomb.
It's coming. We got it in the hive at the minute.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll hopefully have some up in the next month. But yeah, the bushbeecompany.com. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Max says it's raining in the forest field in Perth tonight. How's the weather in Riverland?
It tried to rain. We had, I don't know, what do we have? We had enough to make the dirt stick to the car. That was about it. So yeah, no, it's bloody dry. The farmers here are like, God, I don't know. They must be stressing out a little bit, but yeah, not good as far as rain goes. But hell, the weather's bloody good.
Thanks so much, David. You're amazing, and
good on you, David.
Share the info, and we really enjoy making the videos. So we're glad that you guys are enjoying the videos as much as we are making.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and
thank you so much.
Thanks for supporting us, because that helps. Surprising how far a little bit from everybody helps. It makes it. It depends on what the bees are doing. We're unstable.
Sorry if we dropped out there for a second.
We might have been unstable a minute, it said. Well, we could. It just depends on. Yeah, well, I mean, this time of year, there's bloody bees everywhere, but it won't hurt to take it. What the hell?
Just move across there.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, why not?
That's why I'm unstable. I'm getting moved across. Well, yeah. Shit, yeah.
Cool. Montana, holy shit, thank you so much.
Good on you.
Anybody that's asking questions through the super chat, we're gonna answer first. Sorry for anybody that's asked. We'll make sure we answer everybody's questions, but we just gotta
do our best. There's a lot of questions happening here. Hang on. I'm just retarded. I didn't even know what a super chat was, but anyway, all good.
Is syrup the carbohydrates for the bees or the pollen?
Definitely carbohydrates. Yes, that's a sugar syrup. So if they need to have the protein, which is what the pollen source is, that's like a flour, and well, you can buy a special ass shit, but it's kind of like soya flour is a pretty good substitute. Maybe a bit of egg powder and a bit of milk powder and rye flour, that works okay. But you can buy a professionally produced stuff. But yes, no, the sugar is basically carbohydrates, and the other pollen substitutes is the proteins. Yeah. Yes.
But I think the question also is a follow-up from the observation hive episode where you mentioned that the nectar is the carbohydrate.
Yes.
Yeah, carbohydrates, and the pollen is like the protein. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, we're going back up the list. Clive, thanks for the advice and the videos. Keep them coming. You're a star.
Apparently, Dad. Cool. I could go with that.
Yeah. Thanks, Clive.
Hopefully, I'm not a falling star.
Montana also says lavender honey would be yummy.
Wouldn't that be cool? Okay, I'm working on it.
I actually hate the smell of lavender.
So do I, but
I'm interested to see what the honey tastes like.
Yes, I'm not the keenest lavender fan.
Oh, thank you so much, Kristen. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, dude. You're a champion.
Yeah. Actually, Kristen, you're actually the front runner in our video for our 100th episode, because you're the only one that's made one. So you're awesome. So yeah, for our 100th episode, we'd like to make a montage of you guys doing your best Bush Bee Man impersonation. So if might be shit, might be good, or hello ladies. So if on the Facebook page, if you just on your phone record a quick 30-second video and then post it to the comments, I'll down them all and make them in a montage. So you can be on the show if you want to be. So, and cool. if we reckon you got the best video, we'll send you a half a kilo jar of honey. So yeah, so get onto it, because we really want to see you guys in the your best imitations of
Yes.
Dad.
Yes.
That would be really cool. So yeah, get onto it. Just do it on your mobile phone. Just if you can, try and hold your phone on the sideways so it's easier for me when I go editing. But if not, I'll make it work.
Sideways phone saga. My God, I've had some corrections on taking those bit of footage the little tiny bit of footage that I'm allowed to send to the lad, and then I'll get told that's no bloody good. It's up the wrong way. So yes, hold it on the side.
Yeah.
Sorry. I digress.
Where are we?
Sneak over there.
Wow. Hey, a beekeeper from Nepal here. Thanks for your amazing videos. Have you ever seen a Himalayan bee hunter? Is that the people that sit in the swings with the long sticks and the basket on the stick? I'm not sure. I saw something the other day. I might be wrong, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching.
I haven't heard of Himalayan bee hunters. I've seen some dudes in the forest getting those giant Asian bees out of the rainforest. But Himalayan bee hunting, that'd be cool. This is such the weirdest shit about this. It's a real human connection, this bee thing, because there's human beings have been chasing honey for I don't know, since the Egyptians before the Egyptians probably. Anyway, it's been going on a while, so it's bloody awesome that it connects us all.
Yeah. Okay, where are we? So
no idea.
Sorry.
Such a stream going on here.
Our average is all native, amazing honey. How's the cat merchandise coming along, lads? Ready for purchase online from the shop? He's asking, is the hats coming along?
Yes. Tell me about it. We have a little bit of a problem that I want to get the hat, but apparently to get a decent bloody embroidery hat thing happening, you have to order 50. And so there's been a bit of a controversy here in the head office as to whether we can justify spending the money to get 50 hats that we might not ever sell. Because the bloke over here with the stung eye, he's not convinced that people will back us and buy enough hats. So anyway, that's what's going on. So still arguing it. Would that be called head office? What would be? We'd either be executive council, us two, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Thanks, Montana, again. Wow.
You're a champion, Montana.
Any major big don'ts I have? Is there any major big don'ts? I have Italian bees, and they are a tiny cluster.
What's the temperature and what time of year are we at? Are we in America?
No, WA.
Oh, okay. So it's still summer, and it's a little cluster. So they should be building up. Have you had the nest for have you had the hive for a little while, or is this a new one that you've split off?
Yeah. Anyway, while we wait for
Sorry, Montana. I just need a bit of clarification because there's can be a few different answers to that question.
Max makes a good point. We could do a pre-order on the hats.
Yeah, I like your thinking, Max. Yes. Hey, can we? Well, and this is the next exciting part. The poor old star of the show's got no bloody technological idea how the hell it all works. Like, as in to put shit up on the website.
Where are we? Max wants to know when we're going to draw some honey from the observation hive.
Well, I don't know. We could. Bloody hell. At the minute, they're just breeding their asses off, so they haven't really put a lot of honey. They've been doing so much breeding that they're eating it all. So, I don't know. What do you reckon if I screw up again, I'll crack the glass and the honey might just flow out.
Montana said, I've had them for about 3 weeks. My friend gave them to me.
Okay. So, and they're only a little clustered, and they're proper Italian bees. So I guess on a warm day, if I was you, I would have a little look to see if there's, if you can't find the queen, just have a little look to see if there's any new laying brood, which you'll see little larvae. You'll see some little white bits in the comb. But if you find the queen, that's cool. But if you can't find her, just make sure that they've actually got a queen. Because sometimes she'll be gone, and if that's the case, that'll be really sad. Because then basically they'll just die out because at the minute, being spring, they should be building up and going off their tips. Or was that a technical term? Anyway, they should be getting excited.
Yeah. Where are we next?
Trying to add a little thing here down here.
Oh yeah, sorry. I marked the queen yellow yesterday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they should be building up. Like if you've got enough food around, they should be. Yeah, she should be building up and getting a bit bigger. So just make sure you don't give them too much room. Like, are they in a newt box or are they in a big box so they don't get cold? And they should rocket like really in spring. They really should be building up.
The lady the person from Nepal said yes, they are. I've seen the honey hunting live. A bit different from what you guys do. Crazy folks hanging off cliffs. There's an awesome documentary.
Cool.
I'll show you the photo later. They hang off the cliff in a off-white rope. They sit in a kind of like a swing. Yeah. They're two long sticks, so one long stick to poke the honeycomb off the wall of this cliff face, and then the basket on the long stick as well to knock the honeycomb into.
Fucking hell.
That would be incredible to see live.
That would be fucking amazing.
That is amazing.
I thought it was silly enough getting the bloody honey out of a box.
Yeah.
Wow.
Montana. Oh yeah, here we go. Montana's. I put them in a makeshift nuke till they're bigger for my deep box, but I'm wondering if I should feed them.
Being spring, you shouldn't have to feed them, but you can have a crack. Well, the stupid thing is they won't take the feed if they're not hungry. So it won't do any harm to make a little bit of syrup up. But this time of year, you really, honestly, you shouldn't have to, especially unless you're in some. I know. I mean, WA's usually got some wicked ass gum trees and beautiful flowers, and hell, you're the wildflower capital of Australia. So just right now, they shouldn't need any extra food. Well, that would be my thought. But hell, I don't actually, I'm not walking around the yard, so I don't know exactly. But
David wants to know when we made that fridge hive, what was the hardest thing to do?
Oh, I can't say that online.
No, I reckon it was actually the hardest one was actually between the fridge and the freezer. When we drilled those circles, I'd cut out.
Oh yeah, because that silly bloody wire was in there.
Yeah, I kind of cut that bit out of the video, but yeah, there was a bunch of tubing. Yes, that when we cut those holes, we kept hitting.
Yes, that was kind of crazy.
Cut that out because the episode was kind of running over, and it wasn't that interesting at the time. But yeah, that was probably the hardest part.
Yeah. And probably the one we actually made the episode on was probably a good size, so you didn't have to mess around too much. But yeah, because where the shelves go, there's all the bloody bits and pieces, so you just have to square it up so you don't screw up the what do you call it, the bee space. Otherwise, you're going to end up with all sorts of shit that you can't sort out. So that was a bit complicated getting that worked out, and I don't know, cutting a hole in the bottom, and what would have been the most complicated thing? There was lots of complicated things. Just use your imagination and I don't know, it's bloody good fun.
Montana says thanks, sweeties.
Oh, good idea.
You're welcome, Montana. I'm glad. Thank you for the questions and thank you for the support. It's really amazing. So
yeah,
thank you so much.
Champion effort.
Max wants to know the last time we were in Adelaide because he lived there between 04 and 05 and then Port Wakefield for a couple of years. Yeah. He's now over in Perth. So the last time Dad came to Adelaide was a week and a half ago to be on community television. He did an interview with Our Time.
Don't Google Our Time. I got on the Our Time bloody... Anyway, I reckon we're going to get the most views. Actually, tell you what, no, I'll reiterate that. Sometime in the immediate future, I don't know when it's
2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time, there's going to be our video on Our Time, which gets no views at all. Rake the shit out of that and scare the crap out of them. And it's like, watch the Bush Bee Man on Our Time. It's actually quite funny, apparently.
Yeah, I was talking to the director, who's a work colleague of mine. He said it was the funniest thing. Raked. That's what I was trying to say. Okay.
Sorry, I was just thinking. I hope that didn't come out wrong.
Yeah. That'll be on community television. I think they broadcast also interstate on channel 32 if you're in Australia. If not, it'll be on their YouTube channel. And yeah, if we can get a whole heap of views on it, it'd be awesome. We filmed some
cool.
pretty funny behind the scenes stuff as well. So we'll have an episode on that coming up. Benny wants to know, are you changing all your boxes to Paradise boxes or keeping some wood as well?
I am still keeping some wood because I'm an old codger. So, and I've got a heap of these wooden bases that I sort of thought I'd better use up. So yes, no, I'm keeping some wood, but I love the Paradise. So I mean, they're nice and light and easy, but hell, the jury's still out at this stage. But the Scandinavians know what they're doing. I mean, they've been in this shit for 20 years, so we think it's new, but they know what they're doing.
Sam we'll finish up soon, but we'll answer the last couple of questions. Sam wants to know, how do you tell the difference between Italian and Russians, like types of bees, and does one produce more honey?
Well, the difference is the Italians have got like little yellow skirts, and the Russians have got little dark skirts. So, and as I said before, horses for courses. The Italians are where they come from. They're sort of not tropical. What is it called? Friggin' Mediterranean climate. So if you're in a Mediterranean climate, they're cool, and they'll outproduce a Russian bee because the Russians are a bit more excitable and hectic because they've only got a small little window. So, like in their natural environment. So, fuck, it's hard to say. It depends where you are and what you're doing, and the stupid shit about it is eventually they'll all end up sort of integrating with what you've got unless you keep buying new queens.
Cool. Where are we? SK wants to know. There seems to be a number of stories recently about the taint and honey issues. People are debating the testing is accurate. Is it possible that feeding bees sugar water can affect the honey?
No, not in a fit, because the only time they take the syrup, which is generally in a daff. Is that what it's called? Anyway, I'm trying to do the American bit of it. Is when there's no other food and they only sugar. They don't. Wow, hell. They might store a little bit of syrup in the honeycomb, but for the most part, they only take what they need to stay alive when it's really crap. And then as soon as the nectar starts flowing, they don't give a shit about honey syrup because that's like second grade crap to them. So they go and get the real shit.
Yeah. So, and also with the altered honey stuff, a lot of that's added afterwards.
Yeah, shitloads.
So a lot of that's usually added. That whole issue is added after the process, after the extraction, when they're mixing, because a lot of big honey companies will take all different flavors of honey and blend them together to make it taste like the same thing over that you get every single time. So yeah, so that a lot of the altering happens afterwards. So
there you go, Montana. That's it. You see, so your girl should have heaps of food, sweetheart. You shouldn't. So I just keep an eye on them.
Do they like willow trees? Is our other question.
Do they like willow trees? I wouldn't say. Not really. Although they will go to the willows when they're doing their little tiny flower bit. So it's a bit like the what the fuck are those things called? There's another English tree. But they do, but they're not really nectar producers. They're more chasing pollen on those English trees, usually on the willows. But yeah, they'll utilise whatever they can.
Thanks.
So you need the river if you've got willows. Sorry, I'm just digressing.
No, good. Thanks, Max. Where are we? Last few. Thanks, David, so much for watching. When are you lads planning on hatching your own queens?
Yes, well, we're actually stuffing around at the minute. We do our own queens, but we're just a bit. I don't know. I haven't done any of the whole queen pots thing. I'm just a bit of a slack ass and let them make queen cells, and I cut them out and put them where I want them. So, well, I wouldn't say I'm a slack ass. I'm just small scale. I should be more, but yes. Anyway, it's too complicated to do the grafting thing. I need his eyes.
All right, we've got to finish up, guys. But thanks, Christian. Thank you so much for your support, buddy. Yes.
Yeah, good on you, Christian.
Episode. One last question from Korea. I use Paradise beehives. How to use Formic at 85%.
What's a Formic?
I'm not sure. Sorry.
I'm not sure what formic is, but yes, if you're talking about the thickness of the polystyrene, which is pretty incredible.
Montana's near the coast and a creek, so
awesome. Now I was just having a guess because the willow trees usually love creeks.
Cool. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll wrap it up. We've been on for over an hour, so thank you guys so much for watching. We're not sure. Next month's live stream might be later in the month because Mum and Dad are going on holidays for a couple of weeks, so they'll be away. But we'll definitely
the end of the month. It's the end of October, I think. Oh, that's where we are now.
Yeah.
Yes, so we might not make it. Anyway, hell, you never know. We might have with the mad response we've had tonight. We might just sneak in another one before we go away.
Yeah, I'll be back up before the end of the month, so we might be having next month's live stream a week or two early. So. Yeah, so you might get another live stream in a couple of weeks. So yeah. Thank you so much, Montana, for watching. Thank you for everybody else and anybody else that donated tonight on the stream. You guys are incredible.
Yeah.
See you, Paul. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow night's episode is about almonds, not about bees. So hopefully that's all right.
Yeah.
And let us know if you are okay with almonds. Us covering a little bit more almonds. You guys seem to be liking it. So, and hi, Shirley from Wisconsin. So,
good on you, troops. Cool. Thank you very much. We love you guys.
Awesome.
It's awesome. And thanks for all your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share with your friends.
Yeah, and
it'll help us rock this shit even better.
Yeah, and there's awesome rewards and stuff. So, yeah. And we got stickers made. So, we're not sure what we're going to do with them yet, but we might send some out.
You never know. You could stick them on a road sign somewhere in your neighbourhood.
Cool. All right, guys. You guys have
sweet dreams. Thanks for coming along. Or a good day. Yes. Enjoy your day at work.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.